Hello, this is Alex Olgitz doing my biweekly for April 14th. Um, Kind of a light 2 weeks this go around. Um, Last week especially it was really tough with school. I think I suppose the last 2 weeks I had done the onion net stuff, but I only put one graph up here on my biweekly, so now I got more. But yeah, we're running Progenics still. Um, I'm Unit 2. 1B1 and 1B3 are done, finished. 2B1, there was like a hold up with some structures. And then I just didn't get around to running um, the Onion Net script again in time. So, yeah, all right. Yeah. So the next couple are going to be 1B1 graphs. They've been over these. One thing that you should look at if you're watching this video is how this blob and this blob relate to each other. Because right at the 50 mark is where, um, obviously the inhibitor line is in the Carl data set. So yeah, we found out basically that the worst poses in terms of PKD are kind of the best performing in for like inhibition, or I guess the highest R value, which is still pretty low at like, 0.47. But they perform better than using the top poses. So that's at least something to look at. Yeah, R value is bad. Um, Lower PKD gives better R values. And then we did not expect this, or at least I didn't. Um, I was kind of just envisioning um, like it happened on Rosetta and Hollygraph, where Hollygraph performed better, the better Rosetta structures we used, basically. Um, and then here's 1B3, which is kind of cool. It's still about the same trend, like that R is 0.44. This R is 0.46, so it's like slightly better than 1B1, but it has this interesting thing where it's definitely two distinct blobs here, right at that 50 mark. You can tell it even more here, where it's like with the non-inhibitors, it really kind of just guesses. Like I think if we plotted just the non-inhibitors, there'd be no correlation. Um, but with the inhibitors, there's kind of an upward trend there, but maybe not really. But what I think is kind of interesting is that the PKD is higher for the inhibitors, as a like on average. Like obviously a bunch of these are still on that same level, but just the red and just the blue blobs, those are different. So it's maybe something, but maybe not. And then I plotted the R and Spearman correlation with the top random and lowest again. The R looks about the same. Gets over 50, which is interesting. Um, One thing that's kind of odd is the lowest Spearman correlation is kind of holds steady here, whereas it kind of started out better on the 1B1 stuff and kind of crash to this point, or kind of starts out about even with the random poses, which I don't know enough about Spearman correlation to know what that means, but it's at least different than the 1v1 stuff. Um, so yeah, like in general, like it's definitely about the same trends, 1v3 and 1v1, but I think illustrating that non-inhibitor and inhibitor blob is kind of an interesting point to make. I guess even if we might not be able to say, oh, this is 6.5 and really make any judgments at all. Yeah. So yeah, as the semester is kind of wrapping up here, I guess I'm kind of just on schedule to finish Botanics and Onion at 2. I don't think I have a whole bunch more to do. I guess I didn't finish the slide, which kind of sucks. But yeah, that 2B1 script is running right now. Hopefully we'll be able to present some stuff on it tomorrow. And then Eileen asked me to run a non-inhibitors bolts 2 script. I don't really know if it's gonna work because like she activates like a virtual environment. So I'm a little confused on how that's gonna work with my stuff. I think I might have a bolts virtual environment in my home directory. Um, but yeah, I just ran that like one time um yesterday and I didn't see any logs or anything. So yeah, kind of a more informal biweekly here, but yeah, did some stuff.